Welcome back to the Steel City Trophy 2020 for day 3 of our competition. So today we're going to see the intermediate group, the basic novice, pre-juvenile and beginner categories. And in a couple of minutes we're about to start the opening ceremony.
Welcome to the Steel City Trophy 2020. I'd like to give a warm welcome to everyone here at the Sheffield Arena and those watching online around the world. This is only the second year for this competition in Sheffield, and it has an amazing 71 teams competing from 11 different countries, from as far away as Australia, Russia, Austria, the Netherlands, Belgium, almost too many to mention, and teams from the UK right across the UK. Today's the final day of 3, and we will have teams competing in the following categories: intermediate, basic novice, pre-juvenile, beginner. And today we'd like to welcome from Belgium, please welcome Team Novia, competing in the basic novice category. From Germany, Team Mini Fly Ice are skating in the intermediate category. From the Netherlands, we have Team Aluminous skating in the basic novice category. And last but not least, please welcome our teams representing Great Britain. In the intermediate category, we welcome Altair from Altrincham, Delights from Deeside, Fusion from Bracknell, Ignis from Sheffield, Magic from Slough, Malachite from Bradford, and Starlight Thunder from Stirling. At basic novice level, please welcome Supernova from Lee Valley, and White Sparkles from the Isle of Wight. In the pre-juvenile category, please welcome Ice Pops from Nottingham, Stars from Aberdeen, Twizzles from Altrincham, and White Sequins from the Isle of Wight. And finally, please say a big hello to our beginners, Cherubs from Deeside. Stargazers from Gosport. Pearl from Bradford. Presto from Sheffield. Snowdrops from Basingstoke. And Stardust from Lee Valley. We wish a warm welcome and good luck to all the teams competing today. Over the past 2 days, we've had some absolutely amazing skating. As I said earlier on, with teams from Australia, Russia, and around the world, skating to a world-class level. And today, I'm sure, will be also fantastic. So we'd like to wish you all the very best of luck for today. Skate your best, enjoy the experience, and you're all winners. Could I ask everybody, if possible, to stand for the national anthem and remove all hats and the national anthem will be sung. The national anthem Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Slight problem with the national anthem will Can you hear? Yes, just about. I'll try again. Aha. We have success. Very sorry about that. The national anthem will be sung by Bridie O'Hanrahan, who lives in Sheffield and is taught by the Home Singing School. So please be upstanding if you can for the national anthem.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen.
Thank you, Bridie. How fantastic was that? And we've had different singers singing the national anthem on each day of these competitions, and they have been outstanding. So thank you very, very much indeed. I'd like to ask the flag bearers and the teams to now leave the ice. And whilst they leave the ice, I just have a few housekeeping rules to ask you to pay attention to. We're not expecting a fire drill today, so if the alarm sounds, please make your way to the nearest exit and assemble on the car park outside. We have a brilliant team of volunteers from the St. John's Ambulance here with us today. Although we hope they aren't needed, we'd like to thank them all very much for being here. And the first aid room, if needed, is situated to my left. And again, our thanks to the St. John's Ambulance Brigade for their fantastic service. Please do not throw any items onto the ice during the competition. We have a tight schedule today, so any flowers or other gifts may be handed over to the skaters on the Kiss and Cry platform after the program has ended. I've been asked to let you know that event programs, merchandise and other items are available for sale on the concourse, so please do have a look during the intervals and take home a memento of the Steel City Trophy. And you can also purchase a 50-50 draw ticket for £1 and win a cash prize, which over the past 2 days have been in excess of £100. So worth £1 to have a go on the 50-50 draw. Presentation should commence today at about 3 o'clock. And the latest timetable can be seen on the concourse or just ask at one of the Sheffield desks. Our nominated charity is the Sheffield Children's Hospital Charity. You will see their collection buckets around this weekend, so please, if you can, support them if you have any spare change. And once again, a massive thank you to you all for supporting the teams this weekend and for helping to promote our sport of synchronized skating around the world. So many, many thanks. And so we'll see you back in about 15 minutes' time. The ice will now be resurfaced and we will continue at approximately 10 minutes to 12. Thank you very much.
Ci beccavamo nel vendo, sopra il booster. Hanno fatture, no, non parlo di buste. Mando tutto io, svuota il freezer. Già passaggio assicurato sopra questa diesel. Vendo sopra il booster. Hanno fatture, no, non parlo di buste. Mando tutto io, svuota il freezer. Già passaggio assicurato sopra questa diesel. Gli infami tornano in fila. Ho detto alla mamma che mo vado a Milan. Te non dare opinioni se vesti fila. Giuro che sei un bambino, non sei
Testing, testing.
No, non parlo e basta. Tu non ne so, fa meglio smetti col rap. Oppure talent giuro fanno per te. Per fare sti bands mi divido in tre. Telefono un minuto, cazzo fatto fra te. Fategli zanza e poi passa la stessa. Piangete, meglio vi sedete col pallone in rete. Non rappi di nulla, ti appropri di niente. Se chiudo in giro dico che sei demente. Vendo sopra il booster. Hanno fatture, no, non parlo di buste. Mando tutto io, svuota il freezer. Già passaggio assicurato sopra questo diesel. Vendo sopra il booster. Hanno fatture, no, non parlo di buste. Mando tutto io, svuota il freezer. C'ho passaggio assicurato sopra questo. Chiamamo nel vendo, sopra il booster. Hanno fatture, no, non parlo di buste. Mando tutto io, svuota il freezer. C'ho passaggio assicurato sopra questa diesel. Vendo sopra il booster. Hanno fatture, no, non parlo di buste. Mando tutto io, svuota il freezer. C'ho passaggio assicurato sopra questa diesel. Ho la scorta di flow, voglio frero ricco. Cazzo vuoi ma ricco, non ti becco mi impicco. Sto tipo che presse di M, non firmo TN. Giuro che non pago con l'ATM. Prendo treni, sono tornata ieri. Non ho più pensieri, tu fai meglio vieni. Spazio di problemi, troppo me la meni. Vogliono 6 zeri, you know what I'm saying. Mi ricordo quando sfottevi.
J'ai les deux mains sur tes épaules, histoire que le monde te laisse tranquille. Ils veulent nous voir sur les réseaux, je vais leur donner. Ce soir on sort mon bébé, j'ai la robe qu'il te faut. Y a plein de couples autour mais je crois qu'en ça c'est nous deux. Pas le même style, pas le même déo, pas le même niveau. Y a plein de couples autour mais je crois qu'en ça c'est nous deux. Yeah. Malayé, quand tu marches à mes côtés je brille. Yeah. Malayé, quand tu marches à mes côtés je brille. Malayé, marche à mes côtés je brille. Malayé, quand tu marches à mes côtés je brille. À Paris au Bordeaux, là où nos cœurs se retrouvent. Avec toi la vie est trop courte. Avec toi je revis tout pour nous deux. Oui nous deux, que nous deux. On s'éloignera d'eux. Que nous deux, que nous deux. Et tu seras toujours celle qui me rend le plus fier de ces hommes, le plus fier de ces hommes. Et tu seras toujours celle qui me rend le plus fier de ces hommes, le plus fort de ces hommes. Oui. J'ai les deux mains sur tes épaules, histoire que le monde te laisse tranquille. Ils veulent nous voir sur les réseaux, je vais leur donner. Ce soir on sort mon bébé, j'ai la robe qu'il te faut. Y a plein de couples autour mais je crois qu'en ça c'est nous deux. Pas le même style, pas le même déo, pas le même niveau. Y a plein de couples autour mais je crois qu'en ça c'est nous deux. Yeah. Malayé, quand tu marches à mes côtés je brille. Yeah. Malayé, quand tu marches à mes côtés je brille. Malayé, marche à mes côtés je brille. Malayé, quand tu marches à mes côtés je brille. À mon poignet j'ai mis la haute marque. Je suis sûr de pouvoir arriver. Alors pour la soirée, matin m'a bien rempli ses sables. Je suis sûr de bien me rappeler pourquoi je l'ai marié. Quand t'es accroché à moi, on ne joue plus dans la même catégorie. Tu voulais nous voir, tu nous as vus, t'as jeté tes yeux sur nos vies. Oh, je peux les entendre d'ici, 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 d'ici. Jalousie, c'est par ici, 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 ici. Oh, aïe. J'ai les deux mains sur tes épaules, histoire que le monde te laisse tranquille. Ils veulent nous voir sur les réseaux, je vais leur donner. Ce soir on sort mon bébé, j'ai la robe qu'il te faut. Y a plein de couples autour mais je crois qu'en ça c'est nous deux. Pas le même style, pas le même déo, pas le même niveau. Y a plein de couples autour mais je crois qu'en ça c'est nous deux. Yeah. Malayé, quand tu marches à mes côtés je brille. Yeah. Malayé, quand tu marches à mes côtés je brille. Malayé, marche à mes côtés je brille. Malayé, quand tu marches à mes côtés je brille. Malayé, malayé, malayé. Mêlé, Hassanet est dans mon dos. Continue, tu as raison. Tu vomis sur mes réseaux. Continue, tu as raison. cool, cool swing. Gotta be cool, relax, get on my tracks, back take a long ride on your back, ready.
Welcome back to Steel City Trophy 2020 in Sheffield for day 3 of the competition. I'm Taryn Davis and I'll be with you all today, and we're about to start the intermediate competition with Team
And
Malachite
the first team to skate
on the
in
ice.
this intermediate free skating competition from Great Britain, Malachite.
So Malachite are from Bradford and they're starting off today's competition. Fast start there from Malachite, full of energy. Gone for an angled intersection. It's unusual to see teams from this category attempting such hard intersections, but very nice. Travelling circle. Their pivot block. They have a steady speed across the ice. It makes them look confident with what they're doing. This is their wheel element. It doesn't have to move, it just needs to rotate, a rotating element. You can see they've attempted different handholds, different grips, which increase their level of difficulty. Change of rotational direction. Immediate reflection of the music in their choreography. Let's hope they can keep up this energy. This is their line element, linear element. Nice twizzle there.
Walk this way.
Into the moves element. This team have chosen to do spirals on a curve. Ooh. Couple of fallouts there.
I'm a fireball.
They should have held the element for long enough before they fell out of it, so it might not affect their technical score, but obviously
Thank you,
it will be reflected
Team
in their GRE.
Malachite from Bradford.
It was a nice start to the competition from Malachite. This is their linear element. So they chose to do 2 lines into one using a bunny hop, twizzle, steps. It was definitely an energetic routine. So they chosen to skate to Fireball. I think the speed did increase a little bit in the second piece of music, but obviously this is a younger team and they're still developing their skating skills. But I think it was a good start for them. Obviously being the first team on the ice can be a little bit nerve-wracking, but they seem to have enjoyed themselves. Their top score, their personal best, was 24.87, which they got at the Skate London competition. And actually, they got a silver medal in this category at that competition. So that's what they're going to be chasing today. They've been together since 2014, this team, and their ages range from 12 to 18. So when we're watching, they work very in sync, and this is probably why. When you've skated together for quite a long time, you learn how people skate, how fast they like to skate, how they like to take their edges when they're doing turns, and it means that you therefore skate with them and you do your edges accordingly. And you can see that with teams that have skated together for quite a long time, they look more synchronized because they've put in the hours together. It's the first team in a category, so the technical specialists will be looking at each of their elements and deciding on the base value for each. So each team after will be scored, and they'll look and compare to this. Either they'll be better or they'll be scored not as good. I like that they've all got little knitted dolls. I wonder if her parents made them with skates on. Oh, they're lovely. I think their costumes match the costumes of the dolls as well. And their hairstyles do too. The people who are blonde have got blonde dolls. Oh, that's really lovely.
And the scores, please, for Team Malachite from Bradford. Technical element score, 12.54. The program component score, 11.99. The total segment score is 24.53.
So just
Team
slightly
Malachite
under their
currently
personal best,
in
but I don't
first
think they'll
place.
mind. They'll be pleased with that score. That's a really good score for them.
And next to skate, representing Great Britain, Ignis.
So Team Ignis are from Sheffield, and they're going to be skating to Lady Gaga. Going into their pivot block. The turns are a little bit two-footed there, but they're pivoting the block very nicely. Into their travelling circle, which they've chosen to do out of hold. The challenge with this element is to keep the circle shape, which sounds a lot easier than it actually is. You've got to regulate your spacing so well, not just with the people to either side of you, but also across the circle from you. To their intersection. They've gone for a triangle intersection. Into their moves element, we've got inside spread eagles and spirals. A spiral needs to have the leg above hip height for it to be called. Now into the linear element, the line. I like the head flip there, it was in keeping with the music. their wheel. So starting off with a 3-spoke. Now change of rotational direction. Into a change of configuration, now it's a 2-spoke. Very nice from Ignis from Sheffield.
Thank you.
This is their first
Ignis
season where they've
from
skated together,
Sheffield.
and they're having fun whilst doing it. They're quite a mixture, this team. They've got skaters who have skated for a while, and they've also got skaters who are very new to synchro, and it's a real mix of ages as well. This here was their pivot block. They've chosen to include some steps in their pivot block. Their toe steps, 3-turn. All the way through their program, they kept on having nods back to the music. It was very much through their arms, but again, this is a younger team. You'll find with the older teams you get a more of a full body response with the choreography, but for a start this is good. We have some reflection back to that music. This is their travelling circle into their moves. A little bit of problem with the spiral there. She's just dropping it slightly below her hip. So Ignis scored 25.35 at the Trophy de Cosse a couple of weeks ago. That's the score they're going to be trying to aim for. They have very blingy headpieces. I like them. There's quite a height difference between some of the team members, which I didn't notice on the ice, which suggests that in the choreography, the person who's been doing the choreography really thought about who was placed next to whom. It sometimes can be quite difficult when a tall person is placed next to a small person, so they have to think about that in the choreography.
Technical element score 13.00. Program component score 10.67. The total segment score 23.67.
It's a little bit below their personal best. They might
Team
well be a little bit
Ignis
disappointed
are
with that.
currently in second place.
Yes, you can see on their faces they are. But it was a good
next to
skate. There were a couple of
representing
errors.
Germany, Team Mini Fleiss.
Well, Mini Fleiss is a new team founded in 2008. Sorry, 2018. And we have a more confident approach right from the start. It's bigger knee bend, more flow across the ice. Less 2-foot skating also. Pivot block. Nice little jumps in their travelling circle. chosen all to do spirals.
Don't wait for the moment, it's everywhere that we go. Don't worry about the future,
And they've
cause
done
really
them
you
all on
never
one
know.
edge.
Trust yourself. No one can tell you which direction to go. All the time, most of the time, some of the time. Nothing in mind under the sun, summer is fine. And weather's bad weather none of the time.
wheel.
It's nothing but blue skies. I do with them clouds.
Change
some
of
the time. I'm gone.
rotational direction, followed by a change of configuration. You notice that they keep on changing their holds also. If they include 3 different holds, that's an extra feature for their element. Intersection.
Open your mind up and witness the limitless.
Now they've turned a little bit early there. They had a full turn, rotational turn, before they've actually intersected, which will affect their score. I think they may have finished just slightly too early there because there was a bit of a pause. But otherwise, that was a well-skated routine. You can see that this team have got good basics. They're down in their knees when they're skating, and they can pick up some speed and flow across the ice, which was nice to see. This is their line element. It's not quite straight, but the speed that they're going at is impressive. Their pivot block. And Mohawks. Their travelling circle. They've chosen to do this in shoulder hold, which actually makes it quite difficult because all the skaters are really close to each other. It means that you rotate really, really quickly and can make it a bit dizzy. And their wheel at the end. The change of rotational direction was done very smoothly. So these skaters are a little bit younger. They range in age from 11 to 16. And they're not the only team from this club that have come to this competition. They have another team that was in a different category, so there'll be quite a few of them here. They'll have supporters in the stands cheering them on. It's nice to see that they're given their mascots to cuddle. The Chris and Cry areas can often be quite nerve-wracking, so it's quite nice when you can share it with a mascot. A really lovely choice of costumes as well.
And the scores, please, for Mini Fleiss. The technical element score, 13.80. Program component score, 11.73. The total segment score,
They look excited.
25.53.
Yes, they look happy
Team
with that
Mini
score,
Fleiss
jumping up and
are
down.
currently
Lovely.
in
So they're in first place, but not very much in these scores. These are very close scores.
And
it's a tight
next
competition.
to skate, representing Great Britain, Deeside Delights.
Now this team is skating to Chicago. We'll see a very different style of skating here.
Cicero. Lip shits.
Very confident entry into their
The sound of
travelling circle. You can see every skater is on point with their rhythm. Some difficult turns in their wheel. Very nice transition into their pivot block. This is the moves element, and they've attempted a change of edge spiral, which is harder. Intersection. Ooh, a couple of people stepping forwards there. Attempting a whip intersection. Oh, no. Transition. Very confident line there. That was a very confident performance. I like how this team have really focused on their basics. You can see they're down in their knees and they've got flow across the ice. They're also as confident skating forwards as they are skating backwards. So it doesn't matter which direction they're travelling in, they look just as strong and they're travelling just as fast. There's also quite a nice knee action in their skating. It seems to rise and fall really quite nicely. The opening was lovely, really in keeping with the music, and very sharp. Each element flowed very nicely into the next. This is into their moves element with their change edge spirals. Again, a little bit of difficulty with the height there. What I do like about this team is the way they've worked on their extensions. So you've got, when they're stepping forwards, they have matching leg extensions behind, and also when they're stepping in front, the same with their crossovers. We've got the push through. Their high score was 28.05, which they got from the Trophy de Cosse. That's what they will be aiming for. So if they manage to keep that score, they will be in the lead in this category. Because at the moment, we've got 25.53 is the score to beat. I think this team will be happy with anything that beats that. And red roses, which go with their costumes, which are beautiful. I love the ombre of the red to the black, very in keeping with the tango. But on the lace, it's unusual, but it's very pretty. nerve-wracking time.
And the scores, please, for Team Deeside Delights. The technical element score, 17.23. The program component score, 14.14. The total segment score is 31.37.
And jumping up and down the
Deeside
podium. Yes,
Delights are
they
currently
deserve that. It
in
was a very
first
good
place.
skate. Everything was executed so cleanly. They
Thank
should
you.
be pleased with that.
There will now be a short break while the ice is
So now we're going to
resurfaced.
take a break, and afterwards we're going to resume
And
the intermediate
event
competition
will continue
with 4
as per
more
the schedule
teams.
at 12:29. So please feel free during the interval to visit the concourse, possibly purchase some skating items and memorabilia.
Welcome back to Steel City Trophy 2020, where we're continuing with the intermediate category.
Next team to skate from Great Britain is Team Magic from Slough.
Let's go to the beach, eat, let's go get away. They say what they gonna say. Have a drink, clink, found the bun like bad girls like me. It's hard to come by the baton.
These girls look very happy. This definitely goes with their music.
Leave a good tip. I'ma blow all the money and don't you
Some lovely smiles. And extensions. Is that pivot block? Into their moving circle. Ooh, she's just a little bit close. And now have to sort out the spacings. And the back. Into the intersection.
Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? I'm gonna get you. Hit me with your best shot.
Look very clean.
Fire away.
They seem to have recovered from that fall. They're keeping their spokes very close together in the centre.
You're a real tough cookie with the longest
Into
to
a
read.
two-spoke.
Breaking little hearts like the one in me. That's okay, let's see how you do it. Put up your dukes, let's get down to it. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Hit me with your best shot.
And their linear element, which is their line. They chose to do a section of that in no hold. These are quite hard to do, because then you've got to think about where everybody else is in relation to you in order to maintain that shape. It's a lot easier to hold your shapes if you're in hold. And paired spirals for their moves. That was a very nice routine from Magic from Slough.
Thank you, Magic. Team
So
Magic
this team
from
was
Slough,
formed last
Great
season,
Britain.
but they competed in the preliminary category, so they've changed categories now. And they have their skaters aged from 11 to 16, and they've got 1 hour a week to train. So they had a really good skate at Skate London, where they finished in 3rd place. This is their travelling circle. Let's see what happened in that collision. I think somebody from the outer circle, yes, was not pushing down the rink far enough. She should have been travelling further down the rink, but unfortunately she didn't, and the inner circle, who was travelling, therefore caught her. Nice catch hold. Which they've used again in their line. So their best score was 23.02, which they got at Skate London. They're going to need quite a considerably higher score in order to medal at this competition. It's a bit of a tough category, this one. And again with the mascot. I like that mascot has got skates on. And a Slough Club t-shirt too. This team is from Slough, and their club has got several teams in different categories, so you'll hear the audience when the scores come out. They'll have a lot of supporters.
Team Magic, Technical Elements, 12.14. Program Component score, 9.33.
Down on the component score.
20.47.
20.47. Now the technical elements is probably about where you would have expected. Obviously they were deducted quite a bit for that fall with the two people falling, and that's impacted their component score. Team Fusion. Skating to ABBA. It helps to start off in the position when you're doing a travelling circle. If you start off with good skating, it helps you to maintain those. But they are still struggling a little bit with their gaps. Obviously stopping before an element makes the element a lot more simple. So even though they did the ducking down, they still did it from standstill, which makes an easier entry to the element. Pivot block into the line. Abrupt change of music there. This line is very nice. Kept its shape all the way through. A lot of stopping though. There's some nice spirals, nice drags there. There's some very nice features within the elements. Approaching the intersection. Triangle intersection has been chosen. A box intersection even. Into the travelling circle. Spreads and spirals, all in hold. A very smooth change there. So that was Fusion from Bracknell. So they've been skating together for approximately 2 years, and they've got some long-standing members and then some that are new to the team. And their age range is from 9 to 19, which is quite a big range, especially developmentally.
Team Fusion from Bracknell, Great Britain.
So it's then a new program that they've had this year, and they've been really enjoying it. You can tell that. You can tell from the smiles on their faces that they're enjoying this routine. Again, a lot of stopping. which sets up the elements very nicely, but it isn't encouraged. Bits of weight transfer there with the lines. This was nice, the spirals and spread eagles, inside spread eagles. So Fusion got 16.24 from the Britannia Cup, and that's what they'll be hoping to improve upon today. Very sparkly costumes. There's a bit of a mix of reactions there. I think some people look quite excited and other people less so. So I can't tell from that whether they think that they've skated well. It was a clean programme, and they are beginning to show some extension with their steps, which was nice.
The scores for Fusion. Technical element score 10.03. Program components 9.87.
They're going to be pleased with this score. This is
their total
their
segment
personal
score
best.
Is 19.90.
It is quite a big
Fusion
jump from what they got
currently
at the
in
Britannia
6th
Cup.
place.
But yes, it's not maybe a medal
Next
position.
team to skate from Great Britain, Team Altair from Altrincham.
I very much like these costumes. I've seen these at previous competitions. They remind me a little bit of a bumblebee. But I love the sparkle on them. Very clean. Line is very straight. Nicely done. Folded into a block shape. And they did that out of hold as well, maintain their formation, which we spoke about before is much harder to do. This is their pivot block. Their forward skating is very strong. Sometimes you see with teams that they favour going backwards, they find going backwards a lot easier. But this team seemed to be able to do both, with power both ways. Into the intersection. I think a gap was missed there. Moves, spirals and outside spread eagles. And change of skater position. Very cleanly done. Change of configuration, 4-spoke to 3-spoke. Again, very quick. It's it's nice that the transitions take place so quickly. You can see the formation straight away after it's been done. And the travelling circle and some interlocking. Very good attempt. This is not an easy move to do. And again, this is a team from Altrincham, and as we've seen previously with this club, they've chosen to do more difficult elements, and they've reduced the difficulty in their basic skating to allow the team to attempt those difficult elements. It's a bit of a trade-off. What are you going to go for? You're going to put the element level down and show a higher level of skating, or are you going to show a lower level of basic skating skills yet get those high levels? And I think this team has done that really effectively. I see them there in their kiss and cry. There's still quite a bit of two-footed skating at this point, but it's nice that when they're doing their basic stroking and their basic crossovers that they are transferring weight onto each foot, so we can see what they're capable of doing. Altair got 25.47 at the trophy to cost, so at present that would keep them in medal contention, so they're going to be really hoping to improve on that score, or at least equal that score, in order to get a medal at this competition. They would need to beat Mini Fleiss, which is 25.53, to get a silver at the moment. One team left to skate. Waving to the camera.
The scores for Altair. Technical elements 15.84. Program component score 11.61. Total segment score 27.45.
And cue the jumping up and down. Yes, they deserved it. It was a really good skate for them. That's their season's best, and they're in second place, so they have definitely got a medal. They'll be very happy with that. And so will their coach. That's lovely to see.
Next team to skate, representing Great Britain, Starlight Thunder from Stirling.
So there's quite a few people on the live stream at the moment saying good luck to the teams. So good luck Team Malachite, and good luck Ignis and Presto. But for now, Starlight Thunder.
My heart knows it better than I know myself, so I'm gonna let it do all the talking. I came across a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree.
The pivot block.
I felt a little fear upon my back. I said, don't look back, just keep on walking.
They've got a nice quality of their skating. Nice rise and fall action.
But I said no, 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 no. I said no, no, you're not the one for me. No, 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 no. I said no, no.
And their turns are being conducted on one foot. So this, you can see that this team has got more advanced skating skills than what we've seen.
But I cut some cord and I shouldn't have done it, and it won't forgive me after all these years.
Nice change of configuration there.
So I sent it to a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree.
And
Now
a
I won't
pivot
come back 'cause it's all so happy and now
into
I
that
got a whole
intersection.
world to see.
They've used a large amount of the ring to form that intersection to prepare for that.
No, 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 said no, no, you're not the one for me.
That looked pretty clean.
No, 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 said no, no, you're not the one for me.
Into their moves element, and they've gone for spirals, paired spirals, but quite a few girls put their legs down early there. Very straight line there, and nice extensions, but also nice turns with their 3 turns there. They were clean. Travelling circle to fix their spacing issues. It's travelling nicely. Very nice. So Starlight Thunder from Stirling. And this is a new intermediate team, but they have competed this season.
Thank you. Starlight Thunder from Stirling, Great Britain.
They definitely look very confident on the ice. Their turns were looking very confident. You could see that rise and fall action in their knees just before they went for the turns. And their crossovers had a nice bouncy movement to them. They've gone for a difficult move here. Attempting a rocker. Could have just been a 3 turn though. Their 3 spoke. This was a nice change of configuration. It looks so easy. Nobody's panicking about whether they're needing to join. They knew, they trusted their teammates to be there. Their moves element. Now, some of those spirals are a little bit low, and I think they've come down a little bit early. The line was nice. Very straight, looked confident, good move across the ice, good flow across the ice. Their high score was 25.2, so this is another team who will be hoping for a medal in this competition. If they match their high score, they won't, so they need to beat their high score in order to medal. It was a very good skate. They look quite excited.
And the scores for Starlight Thunder. Technical elements, 11.15. Program components, 11.60. The total segment score, 22.75.
They'll be disappointed with that.
Starlight Thunder are currently in 6th place.
So we have a lot of
And that
comments on the live
completes the
stream
intermediate
saying
category.
good luck. But
We'll
for now,
take a short break
we have
for
an
a
ice
resurface.
Zamboni break.
We continue at the basic novice, the White Sparkles team at 13:08.
And we shall see you after the ice surface break for the basic novice teams. Welcome back to Steel City Trophy 2020 in Sheffield, where we are starting the Basic Novice category. On the ice is White Sparkles, who are doing their warm-up block. These guys are from the Isle of Wight. And we've got a lot of messages online so far that I need to read out. So from Sally, well done, Team Malachite from Bradford. Carrie says, good luck, Ignis and Presto from Sheffield. We have Lisa, who's saying good luck to Daniela and Ryan's Slough teams. And Emma, who's wishing good luck to White Sparkles and Sequins.
Next team to skate from Great Britain, White Sparkles from the Isle of Wight.
And this team is skating to Spice Girls. You'll notice that they're wearing different costumes, which is completely allowed. Makes a choreographic challenge though. This team manages it very effectively. We have attitude the second they step up.
If you want my future, forget my past. If you wanna get with me, better make it fast.
Good speed across the ice into their intersection. And that was a pivot entry as well, which increases the difficulty. Notice the colours working really well.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends. Make it last forever. Friendship
Good speed and flow across the ice there. And some more difficult turns in their pivot block.
taking is too easy, but that's the way it is.
These guys have been told to extend their legs. And they're doing it.
If you wanna be my lover.
A different formation here in their circle element. But notice how well the colours have been choreographed. Some spacing issues, but I think they're sorting it.
She used to be a chancer, sparkle in the rain. Told me she needed a friend. Is she going crazy? Baby's on the way. Seems like the day never ends.
Everybody needs some affection. Never shy.
These guys are doing a lot of double turns and back three mohawks, which are more difficult into their moves element. Mixture of outside spread eagles and showing a really nice flexibility with their wide spirals. Wow, very, very synchronized there with their jumps. And notice they're back to their colour coordination with their line. That was a nice transition. And I like how they use the lyrics in the music to inform their choreography. It's very effective. Lovely use of different levels there with that ending. That was a very energetic and sparkly performance. I think they'll be pleased with that. They were happy, they were energetic the second their music started and really, really reflected their music well. They've got their
Thank
alternates
you.
on the
White
ice to take their bows with them.
From the Isle of Wight.
That's a nice touch. It was a really creative piece, and it was really fun to watch as well. I always find it when teams choose to use different colours in their costumes, their coach and their choreographer has really got to think about the use of space, where everybody goes, because not only have they got to make the formations with their body, they're also making a visual formation with the colours of their costumes, which is really tricky to do. because you're not in these costumes all the time. They don't train in these costumes. The wheel. Into their line. There's a lot of attack with this program. And all their facial expressions are on point also. They look like they're having a great time on the ice. Again, this is a team from the Isle of Wight, so they've had to travel
Technical elements
because they don't have their own ice rink.
17.28. Program components 12.27. Gives them a total segment score of 29.55.
And they'll be pleased with
White
that.
Sparkles are currently in first place.
That is a very good score.
Next team to skate from Lee Valley, Supernova.
So we have from Stacey, good luck Supernova, and Dave, good luck Lee Valley. Skating to Spy Kids. Moves elements, outside spread eagles. That moved well, especially in the pivot there. Using the quiet in the music and reflecting it in the choreography. Oh! But she's got up. That looked a nasty tumble. 3 turns. They're showing their extension before and after to prove that it's on one leg.
It's a cruel, cruel world, all you little boys
And the change in mood reflected in the nature of the choreography.
for their supper. But if you follow me, you can all be free, free. You can all be free. As a bird on a big TV. If you dream, if you dream,
Box intersection.
dream, my dream. Full of nasty boys and girls, full of selfish, mean, nasty people, nasty, 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 nasty. But there's a way you can make your day. You can laugh, you can smile, you can come and stay a while. You can dream my dream, you can have it all with me. You can dream my dream, you can dream my dream, you can dream my dream.
Travelling that circle nicely.
We're on a mission, high tech, getting ready to fight. Keep up, look to the future, you know we're right. Stay close, know that you're with me. Get down and stay out of
Nice spacing between those lines. So the pass through. Some nice nods to the film here.
always in danger. Move fast, everything's alright. Wake up.
And into an egg beater. So we've seen one other team do this yesterday, where the spokes intersect with each other. It's a dangerous element, but it looks very effective when it's done well. And then folded into a 4-spoke. And a very good performance from Supernova there. So this team trains at Lee Valley. And
Thank you, Supernova from Lee
they have
Valley.
quite a few supporters in the crowd because this team comes from a club that has other teams in different categories too. That was a very nice performance from them. They were confident and they had speed in their approach to each of their elements. There was also some really nice features in their choreography. you're reminded throughout all that was that fall. She really did get flung onto the floor there, but she got up. I like the constant nod to the film and to the theme of the programme. Well done, Supernova. We have Chantel also saying, go Supernova. Pass through here. And into their four spoke. Get in the arm choreography. When you have some people pointing at one point and other people's arms at the end of the wheel, takes a lot of practice to make sure everybody's doing it at exactly the right point. But they did that very well. Their high score this season is 27.51, which they got at Skate London. So they're going to have to really beat that score in order to come into first place and get 29. That would beat White Jewels. Sorry, White Sparkles. And obviously there was an error there with the fall in the pivot block, which will affect their score because they'll have a deduction.
Supernova. Technical elements 11.01. Program components 13.06.
This is not going to beat.
Total segment score of 23.57.
So yeah, that's quite a bit lower than their personal best. Which was a shame because it was a good routine.
From the Netherlands, Team Aluminous.
So Team Aluminous from the Netherlands is the Dutch Basic Novice champion. And they have been skating together from when they were all skating in juvenile category. And apparently they're all very good friends. It's nice to see a team of 16. They're skating to Peter Crawley, A Fantasy Dream. Confident entry into those moves element. Spreads and spirals. They're skating to Adam's family. And we've got another egg beater. Little stumble there. Into the pivot block. Into their moving circle. They've chosen to do this in handhold, which can make the travelling easier, but that tends to generate a whip, which you're seeing, which is why the circle isn't quite maintaining its formation. line. And it looks like they're attempting a whip. Very nice, a little bit of a bump in the middle, but a good setup. And a moody end. Very nice. Well, that was certainly a highlight to their routine with their whip intersection. It went really nicely with the end of the music as well. But I like how moody the ending was. It really works with the Addams Family theme. They look happy with that skate. Look, an impromptu hug in the middle of the ice. They're pleased with themselves. That's their moves element. Really nice high spirals there. And from the other line. And the others are attempting outside spread eagles. Their wheel. And they've also gone out of hold for a few seconds, which again increases the difficulty. Just a pass through. A nice use of space. And 3 turns in their pivot block. This is their moving circle, which they had a little bit of difficulty with here. I see the formation is not quite what it should be. And then a nice approach to their whip intersection too. They got 27.08 at the Lumiere Cup. So that's what they'll be hoping to achieve today.
And I have the scores for Team Illuminis. Technical element score 18.52. Program components 16.00.
I think this is going to be a high score for them.
Segment score is 34.52.
They'll be pleased with that score.
Team Illuminis are currently in first place.
So they have beaten their personal best by quite a bit, and they're in first place. So they are definitely medalled.
Next team to skate.
They'll either be first or
Belgium,
second. Let's see
Team Novia.
what Team Nova have to offer. This team is skating to Peter Crawley, Fantasy Dream. Triangle intersection, but quite a few people were looking forwards. Now, the turns in the intersection need to be from backwards. They start facing backwards and end facing backwards, and some people there turn to forwards or look too far over their shoulders. Very speedy line. Some very neat transitions. Into the moves elements, we have spreads and Ys from 2 individuals and spirals from other lines. This is their wheel. Change of rotational direction and change of configuration. Rotation speed is very fast. And they're having a few difficulties with the movement. It expanded out but didn't move down the ice. Very dramatic piece from Team Novia. I thought they really worked
Thank
well
you.
on the
Team
interpretation.
Novia from Belgium.
I felt the urgency in which they were doing their moves and doing their elements. They were also very quick across the ice. This is their intersection, their triangle intersection. As I said, a few people turning to forwards with those turns. Very straight lines, nice spacing in between those lines for their pivot block as well. And this is the moves element. Outside spread eagles and Y spirals. And into their wheel. So in order to get the gold medal in this category, they're going to have to beat 34.52. That would place them in first position. Their coach getting in camera. Perhaps he's waving to people at home. They're waiting quite a long time for their scores, which means that the technical panel is reviewing their elements to make sure they're giving it the appropriate score.
The scores for Team Novia. Technical elements 9.54. Program components 11.73. They have a total segment score of 19.77.
So they've come in 4th place in this category.
Team Novia.
However, they
currently
have
in
said
4th
in their
place.
bio that they always find a way
And
to
that
work
completes the
things
basic
out,
novice
and they're there for
category
each
of
other in the
competition.
good and the
We now
bad
have the
days.
resurface. We continue with
So,
the pre-juvenile
at least we have a
category
team
and
here
Team
that are very
Twizzles
friends with each
at
other. So
13,
they've got
47.
not the score they were hoping for, but they'll have enjoyed performing together. So we're going to continue the competition with the pre-juvenile competition after the resurface. Welcome back to Sheffield's Steel City Trophy 2020, where we're about to start the pre-juvenile category. We've got 4 teams skating in this category, which are Twizzles, Ice Pops, Stars and White Sequins. All of these are teams from Great Britain and they've all skated before in this category, so there's quite a lot of competition in this category. This category also is some of our younger skaters, so you'll be seeing the capabilities of some of our youngest skaters in this country. And I think you'll be quite impressed. So on the ice, we have Twizzles from Altrincham. And they're just warming up at the moment. They've got to do 6 elements. So they'll be doing an intersection, a pivoting block, a travelling circle, a moves element, a line and a wheel. So that's what we should be looking out for. And the programme is 3 minutes long. They're also obviously marked on their component skills, so we're looking at their skating skills, also how well they perform their programme, and the interpretation of the music and the
Next
timing,
team
so
to
that's in their
skate,
choreography.
Representing Great Britain is Twizzles from Altrincham.
Every person in this team has got to be under the age of 11, so they're quite young in this category. Just skating to their starting position. Some smiley faces there. Skating to Muppets.
It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to get things started.
Starting with their moves element, and we have spirals, backward spirals, held in catch position, and spread eagles. And we have a 5-spoke wheel. It's nice to hear the audience really getting behind their teams. This team are from Altrincham. Their club has got several other teams in this competition, so there are a lot of supporters for them, which you can hear. This is their pivot block. Very nicely executed. And the pass through. Into their line. You notice the difference in heights there, which causes an issue with the holds. It can make them a lot less secure, but they seem to be managing it well. Into their rotational element.
Happy feet, I've got those happy feet. Give them
A nice nod to the music there with their little jumps. Change of rotational direction.
And when they hear a tune, I can't control my dancing heels to save my soul. Weary blue can't get into my shoes because my shoes refuse to ever grow weary.
And picking up speed now.
Cause I've got happy feet.
There's some nice controlled pivoting there. This is not their element. It's their setup for their intersection, but their lines are doing pivoting, which is quite an advanced skill. showing their individual skating skills here with their travelling circle. Bit of an issue with the spacing and also the formation of the circle, but this is a very young team. Lovely ending there. Every single girl on the ice looked like they were having fun, and some of those skaters there are very young indeed, and I think they did a really good job. There was some nice choreography reflecting the style of the music, but I liked that they were allowed to skate on their own, so they were given the opportunity to show that they are good skaters in their own right. Some nice flexible positions there in the backward spirals and catch, and also the outside spread eagles, which is a difficult move. This is their block. I'll pass through there. And into their line, which held its formation really well, even considering the differences in height. Their wheel, with the nods to the music and the happy feet, with their jumps, which are not easy. Very easy to fall over with doing a little jump like that. So Twizzles earned 19.61 of the trophy to cost. So that's going to be the score they're wanting to beat this time. Again, we have a long wait for their score. It is the first team to skate in this category, so the technical panel will be taking the time. It was a very confident skate from some of our younger skaters, which was nice to see. And at no point did it look like the younger skaters were being held up by the older skaters.
Scores for Twizzles. Technical elements 11.64. Program components 9.20. Their total segment score is 20.
People can do maths quickly. 20.84. Well done,
Twizzles.
Twizzles.
Currently in first
You
place.
have beaten your personal best, so they're going to be really happy with that score. Look at the jumping up and
Next
down.
team to skate, representing Great Britain, Ice Pops from Nottingham.
So Ice Pops has a squad of 16, aged from 7 to 11. And for a lot of these children, it'll be their first time competing this season. They're skating to sharks, or a shark theme. Some nice imagery used in this program. It's really fun. And I defy you to have this tune in your head or to not have this tune in your head for the rest of the day.
Mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark.
Daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark do 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 do.
Nice pass through, very clean.
Daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark. Let's go hunt do 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 do, let's go hunt do 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 do, let's go hunt do 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 do, let's go hunt.
Beginning to have a nice flow across the ice, this team.
Phenomenal hit.
A pivot block. Into their wheel. Change of configuration there. Some issues with the spacing of the spokes. They need to try and be as even as possible. Travelling circle, ooh, that was close. Some spacing issues here in the outside circle. And a little bit of difficulty keeping the shape. Ooh, stumble. Ooh, it was a bit of a problem there. They're setting up for the intersection, so they're going to have to struggle now to get back into their right place, otherwise they're going to go through the wrong gaps. They seem to have managed. Oh, another 4. Their moves. Again, a few wobbles on those spirals. They're usually a lot more secure than this. Okay, that's a shame. They had a real problem.
Thank you,
just
Ice
before that
Pops
intersection.
from Nottingham.
They're going to be quite unhappy with their skate, which is a shame because it started off with such attack. And you can see the confidence there, which just eroded towards the end. Such a shame. Pivoting their lines. Again, it's not an easy skill, this. You can see they're really focusing on making sure that they've got the lean on the lines. There's some nice knee bend as well. You can see the rise and fall action beginning to form. Their wheel. And their intersection. Yes, they managed to go through their intersection, so that meant that line got up, got in the right place, and then went through their intersection in time, that's a sign of really good coaching. So when something goes wrong and the team is able to get back, that means that they've really, really prepared what they've got to do in all different circumstances. So that's a sign of really good coaching. Their high score was the Britannia Cup, where they scored 22.81. I think they may find that difficult today. So they have to beat 20.84 at the moment to keep in first place. And they'll be reviewing each of those elements, especially the ones where there was a fall or people are in the wrong place. Oh, it's not nice to see somebody looking so upset with their skate. It wasn't anybody's fault. Something just happened came out in the wrong place. And I like that her teammate's telling her that too. You can see, turning around, no, it's fine, you're okay. Teams that spend a lot of time together build really good bonds with each other.
The scores for Team Ice Pops: technical elements 8.37, program components 9.74.
Yes, this will be down on what they will be expecting.
Score of 17.61.
17.61. So yes, you're going to see a lot of disappointed
Ice
children.
Pops in second place.
I can see they're not very happy. It isn't a very good score,
Skate,
but they did have a lot of
Britain,
issues with their skate.
from Aberdeen.
I hope they're not too disappointed. This team, Stars from Aberdeen, which is a brand new pre-juvenile team this season.
Close your eyes. Make a wish. And
Skating
count
to Charlie and the
three.
Chocolate Factory.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin Traveling
Nice point at which to start an intersection, using the lyrics to inform your choreography.
Will defy explanation.
Into their moving
If
circle.
you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it.
It's a bit of difficulty with the
Anything you
moving
want
there.
to,
The
do
movement
it.
seems to have stalled.
Want to change the world.
It's got to be a continuous movement down the ice with no stalling. This one has gone, moved a little bit, then stopped, then moved a little bit and stopped, and that will be reflected.
Who can take a sunrise, sprinkle it with dew, cover it in chocolate and a miracle
Breaking
or
the line,
two.
but they've joined.
The Candyman, oh, the Candyman can.
Pivoting their line.
Yes, the Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good.
Nice pass through.
The Candyman makes everything he bakes satisfying and
Nice forward stroking there.
delicious. Talk about your childhood wishes.
And speed across the
You can
ice.
even eat the dishes.
They're really using this element to show their speed and their basics.
Who can take tomorrow?
A nice use of cannon there with the drags.
Live in a dream. Separate the sorrow and collect up all the cream.
Into their moves element, they've gone for paired spirals, one forward, one backward.
Oh, the Candyman can. Yes, the Candyman can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world taste good.
Some nice faces here, using the music. They're definitely a speedy little team. And a very confident end to their Oompa Loompa tune.
Thank you. Stars from Aberdeen.
They certainly showed their speed across the ice in their block. I was very impressed. When they were doing their forward stroking, they managed to get some nice flow. And there was a lot of choreographic references to the music, to the film, which people at home will have enjoyed. Their intersection. And this was their wheel. Not their wheel, this was their circle. Moving there, little bit of stalling. The line, some synchronicity issues there. But then they moved into their new formation. And paired inside Ina Bowers. Lovely expressions on faces there.
The scores for Team Stars. Technical elements, 12.16. Program
They have to beat
components,
16.73.
9.47. The total segment score, 21.63.
They're going to be really happy with that. Not only are they in
Stars
first
are
position,
currently
they
in
have
first
really
place.
improved upon their personal best from the Britannia Cup, which was 16.73. So they're going to be
Representing Great
very
Britain,
happy.
White Sequins from the Isle of Wight.
So White Sequins from the Isle of Wight. They are aged from 5 years old.
You've got a friend in me.
Skating to Toy Story.
Got a friend in
Very appropriate costumes.
when the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed.
nice pivot in that line there.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got trouble.
And spiral drugs into 2 lines.
There's anything I wouldn't do for you. We stick together.
Moving circle.
You got a friend.
Very fast rotational speed there, which makes it very difficult to move it because it creates a massive whip. But they seem to be moving it, even if their shape's not quite there.
Maybe, but none of them will ever love you the way I do. It's me and you, boy. It is the year.
There's certainly a lot of attitude in this program from the skaters.
Will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
Struggling a little bit with their lines. Oh, that's very nice and not easy at all. Pivoting whilst in little man position. I think they like this piece of music. There's a lot of beaming smiles now. And the tempo has gone up too. The speed on those outside circle. Spreads and wise. Outside spreads on the outside, inside for the circle in the middle. Axles. Nice highlight. Pivot into their intersection, which they then turn to forward. Very clean. Very nice. Well done, White Sequins. They have really come on this season. Their speed across the ice has really improved. And you can see their coach has obviously spent time telling them, make sure you extend, because every single one of them, when they took a step forward, went, okay, I need to make sure I extend my back leg.
Thank you, White Sequins.
A lot of work has gone into this team. They look very happy. And they should be. That was a really good skate for them. This team was formed in 2016 on the Isle of Wight, 1 month before the rink closed. So now, because there's no new island skaters, because there's no rink on the Isle of Wight, they're now a mix of the old island team and some skaters from the mainland at the rinks that they have to travel to. So the skaters that are from the Isle of Wight have to get a ferry in the morning and travel across to go to their rink to practice. And they're sponsored by the ferry company, which is very nice for them, but they definitely need their own rink. This was nice, ducking down. As an adult, you'll find that this is more difficult than it looks to be able to bend and keep your balance. And that's just when you're on land. Add a pair of skates to that and you'll find it's even more difficult. Speed going into those moves element was really impressive. Their high score this season is 20.24 from Trophy de Coste.
Sequins. Technical elements 10.91. Program components 7.87. Total segment score 18.78.
So quite a bit
White
below
Sequins are in third
their
place.
personal best. However, they will have got a bronze
That
medal,
completes the
so they can go home with
pre-juvenile
their bronze
competition.
medal.
We now have a resurface. and we
So
continue
after the
with
break, we will
14,
have the
26,
beginner
the beginner
category.
category and Team Stardust.
For now, we have a Zamboni break.
Judge number
Welcome
3
back
is
to
Amanda
Steel
Knight
City Trophy
from Great
2020,
Britain.
where we are starting our
Judge number 4
beginner
is
category.
Romanenko from
So this
Russia.
is the final category at this
Judge number
Steel City
5,
Trophy
Alistair
competition,
Wilson,
and
Great
we have
Britain.
got 6 teams competing
Our technical
from
controller
across
is Jennifer
Britain.
Betts from
First
Canada.
on the ice is Stardust
Technical
from
specialist,
Lee Valley, who you'll
Rio
see
Sully
on the
from Great
ice
Britain.
warming up in their warm-up block.
Assistant technical specialist Amanda Clinton from Great Britain.
This category is for teams who are usually just starting up on their synchronized skating journey. So there are no age restrictions, and you can have between 9 and 16 skaters on the team. Their free program is 3 minutes long, and they've got 6 technical elements, the same as the pre-juvenile category. But unlike the pre-juvenile category, there are no restrictions on the age. So that means you might have beginners all the way up to adults.
And the
Having
next
a team
to
huddle before they
skate
start.
from Lee Valley is Stardust.
And their alternates are just skating off the ice. They have 30 seconds before the music starts. The team captain will call their music when their alternates are safely off the ice. Skating to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Into the intersection. Ooh, one line slightly off to the side. But they've managed to go through the correct gaps, even if there was a little bit of a bump. Into their circle. And they've chosen a shoulder hold for this, which is a very secure hold. It makes it easier to hold the circle shape, but it can be difficult to move the circle in that hold. They are managing it using pumps. Into the wheel. And a nice change there into a different configuration, catching the team in catch hold. So pumps making very straight lines and choosing different holds to increase their level of difficulty. And to change of configuration. They're very in sync with their steps, making sure those chassis are clear. Rotating the line. Lost a little of the synchronicity there, and a very smooth transition. Their pivot block. So they've chosen to pivot it, but there was no change of axis. So they just had to go one direction. A moves element coming up. Inside spread eagles and outside paired spirals. Nicely done.
Last golden ticket in my shop too.
And a nice nod to the movie there, with the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory theme. This team are the beginner team for
Thank
Lee
you,
Valley,
Stardust
and
from
they
Lee
are
Valley.
the team that people join first, gain experience, and then at the end of the season, many of the skaters move up to other Lee Valley London teams. So the youngest in this team is 6 years old, but they'll all be hoping to graduate to some of the more senior teams by the end of the season. That's their intersection. Bit of a bump there in the middle. The setup was a little bit off, so they would have found it difficult. This is their moving circle. Actually, a good rotational speed there. It's not going too fast, so there isn't a whip, which means that they could concentrate on moving it. This is their wheel. We've got different grips there, different holds. And then into their moves element. So we have the inside spread eagles on the circle in the middle, and then spirals with the leg held behind on the outside circle.
Scores for
And
Stardust.
the final position.
Technical elements 6.85. Program components 7.73. Their total segment score is 14.58.
They'll be pleased with that. Their
Stardust are
personal
currently in
best was
first place.
11.01, which they got at the Britannia Cup. So 14.58 is a
representing
big
Great
improvement
Britain,
for them. And you can
Team
see they're
Pearl
happy.
From Bradford.
Pearl, again, is a beginner team. It's the newest team from this club, and most of them have not skated before. Well, they've competed this season for the first time. They got a gold medal at Skate London, so they're going to be hoping to improve and keep that. Skating to High School Musical.
Anything can happen when you take a chance. I never believed in what I couldn't see.
Chosen to do their moving circle out of hold, which adds to the level of difficulty in order to keep that formation. And there's a whip at the end of that, but they've managed to control it. Very straight line with a different hold there, and the second hold into the drags. Pass through. Jump there, assisted into their wheel. Now they've chosen to join in the middle. That helps sometimes to set up the angles of the spokes into a 2-spoke. Changing skaters' positions within the spokes. Again, each of these features adds to the level of difficulty. That was a quick whip there into the pivot block. And they've got some speed across the ice, which is nice to see. Their moves element. Set it up across the rink from each other. They have to complete this element within 30 meters of each other. And a spin to end. They look happy with that.
Thank you, Team Pearl from Bradford.
And you'll notice the initials across the front of their dresses. They're from Bradford, or Bradford Skating Academy, and they'll have BSA on the front of their dresses, which you'll see shortly. This is their moving wheel after they had come from no hold. And there's a big whip there as they pull it out into a line, but controlled really well by the skaters. They got 18.77 points in the trophy to Kos, so that's what they're going to be looking to beat. I think it was quite a strong performance that. They showed that they had basic skating, they've got beginning to have some flow across the ice, a little bit of speed. So this team ranges in age from 11 to 18, so they're a little bit older than the team that we've previously seen. But again, they'll be beginner skaters. Other categories have restrictions on what level field moves their skaters are expected to have. So for some of these girls, they might not be high enough level to go into, say, a mixed age team.
Technical elements, 8.03. Program components, 9.20. They have a total segment score of 17.23.
So 17.23, a little bit below their personal best, but still a good score for them.
The next team to skate, representing Great Britain, Gosport Stargazers.
So Sally said good luck, Team Pearl from Bradford. This team is from beginning to now, just a little bit late. And again, it's stalled. The middle circle is not moving very well. Ooh. But it's nice to see the skaters skating on their own. They're not hanging off the person next to them. They're showing their individual skating skills there. Moves. Nice spirals. Complicated arm movements there with the wheel. That will have had to have been well rehearsed. And a fun ending.
Thank you. Gosport Stargazers.
So this team is made up of people who have been skating since November, so it's a very short amount of time to be skating together, and they vary in age from 7 to 13. So there are some younger skaters there, but also it's the first ever competition for them as a beginner team, and for some of their skaters it's their first ever competition. So to come out at an international club event and perform for the very first time, well done to them. It was a good performance. Some technical issues, but you would expect that if you're in your first ever competition. Nerves get the better of you. Overall, a really good skate. I think this was their moves element. Some nice spirals on the outside. The spirals should be above hip height, and also you'll get more marks if your leg is straight, unless it's being held by your hand. So I have no personal best for them because this is their first ever competition. So they should be quite excited.
I wake up in the morning, wide awake for the day.
I like their mascot. It's got the same costume and ice skates.
Just like to remind the audience that you're not permitted to take video or photography during this competition. And apologies, we will start the music shortly. We just need to announce the scores first for the Gosport Stargazers. And I have the scores now. Gosport Stargazers, technical elements 4.24, program components 7.74. They have a total segment score of 11.48.
So for their first ever competition, they've done very well. Well done, Stargazers from Gosport.
The next team to skate, representing Great Britain, is Snowdrops.
So we have quite a few people wishing them luck. Alan, waiting for Mia to go. Snowdrops. We love you, Snowdrops. There's quite a lot of support on the live stream here. Skating to the songs from the Lego movie.
In the morning, wide awake for the day. And I say, what a morning, it's all okay. It's all real, and that's why I feel everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome.
This is their pivot block. And notice how they've been choreographed so that their heights work.
Ain't it good now? Feeling nice, feeling fine. What a world, what a feeling, and it's mine. It's all okay, and that's why we say
Their wheel.
everything is awesome.
And a moment there, it went with the music, but also gave them time to slow down just before they attempted their change of rotational direction. Into a pinwheel. The people in the middle of that pinwheel are barely moving at all, but you can see the speed it generates for the people on the end of the wheel. And the line element. This team again choosing to stop between their elements to make sure that their elements are clean. You'll see this happen more with beginner teams. It's not something that senior teams are encouraged to do. Pass through on the line, rejoin. Into drags. up for that intersection. They turn to forwards and they're passing straight through, very quickly as well. Into the circle, using the circle on the ice to help them. Ooh, moves in the field. Inside spread eagles on their own, and some of those spirals being held for long enough. This will be their travelling element. Choosing to travel this in handhold. And well done to
Thank you. Snowdrops from
Team
Basingstoke.
Snowdrops. Now this is another brand new team. They've only been training together for a couple of months, and this is their first ever competition. So this is a really good opportunity for new skaters and beginner teams who've only just started skating together. Because there are no age restrictions and no technical restrictions, anybody can join in. So it's a really inclusive category. This is their wheel. Their spokes are very nice, but I like how it's been choreographed, that the taller people are in the middle, and it really makes a nice image on the ice. Into their line, pass through, and rejoin before they do a drag. This is their moves element. So we have 3 people doing inside spread eagles and the rest attempting spirals on the outside, which we can see there. The spirals, some of them are being held above hip height and sustained. Well done. So again, we have no personal best for these guys because this is their first ever competition. And nice to see another Teddy mascot with the appropriate costume and skates on. The coach getting in the way of the camera. I think they'll be pleased with their performance.
For Team Snowdrops. Technical elements 4.93. Program components 6.14. They have a total segment score of 11.07.
So 11.07. They're not in medal contention, but for their first ever competition, they should be really pleased with themselves. They did a really good job.
Next team to skate, representing Great Britain, Presto from Sheffield.
So we have Mark saying, good luck Presto, smash it. Let's see how you do. Skating to the Wizard of Oz. I think these are the tiniest skaters we've seen on the ice so far. Into the circle element, which is going very fast because of the whip. They're struggling with the formation of that circle, but they're staying on their feet, which, considering their whip, is doing very well.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Into the line.
Follow the yellow brick road.
I also love watching the coaches at the side who are desperately doing the routine at the side. You know full well the skaters won't be looking at them. Nice straight line there with the drag. some nice lemons there. Getting them in the right place to do that intersection. And a very clean pass through. They all look very happy. When you zoom in on their faces, there's a lot of smiles there. Change of configuration. Struggling a little bit with keeping the formation of a wheel. And into the block. Just about formed it. Well done. And now they're starting to pivot it. Moves element. We have spread eagles and spirals. They look like they're having fun. Well done, Presto from Sheffield. So this is Sheffield's newest team, and it's their first ever competition. So they have only been they've only been skating together for
Presto
6
from
weeks.
Sheffield.
So, and their ages are from about 5 years old. It's a very, very good first attempt from Presto. I'm sure all of their parents will be there cheering them on. I love that every skater has got boot covers on which look like Dorothy's shoes. This is their line. And you can see the coaches telling them what to do in the background. Oh, there was a fall. I didn't see that before. Here's the setup for the intersection. A very clean pass through. And their pivot block. I'm not quite sure that's pivoting, but they've given it a really good attempt. And this is their moves element. So they've got an attempt at inside Ina Bowers in the middle. And then on the outside they have spirals. Again, they have no score because they've only been together a few weeks and they've never done a competition before. And you can see how little they are because they really, it makes a difference when you see the team before them, the size they were against the banner here. They barely come up halfway.
The scores for Presto. Technical elements, 4.47. Program component score,
so 9.98.
6.01.
I think they
They
should
have a
be very
total
proud of
segment
themselves.
score of
For some
9.98.
skaters that have only been skating together a couple of weeks, this is amazing. A
They
really,
are
really
currently
good
in
attempt.
5th place.
And well done to their coaches for getting them competition ready.
The next team to skate, representing Great Britain, Deeside Cherubs.
So Cherubs are a little bit older. They're 7 to 13 and they're skating to Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
What do you see?
Nice dull movements.
People gazing at me. You see a doll on a music box that's wound by a key. How can you tell? I'm under a spell. I'm waiting for love.
This is their moving circle, which they're doing without it being in hold.
toot, sweets, the candies you whistle, the whistles
Into
you
spirals.
toot, sweets, toot, sweets, the eatable, tweetable treats.
Toot, sweets, toot, sweets, the toot of a flute with the flavor of fruit. Toot, sweets,
And lining up ready for their block.
sweets, no longer needs candy, these you.
You pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. And
Or for their line.
chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, what we'll do. Near, far,
So they started in 2 lines. They pivoted their line.
our fine four-fingered friend.
And now they're doing a pass
Chitty
through.
bang bang, our fine four-fingered friend. Chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang.
Different hold, different configuration.
Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. And in chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, what we'll do.
You can see there the couple of older skaters making sure they're going the right way.
Bang bang, chitty chitty bang
And pass through, intersection. Very clean.
Oh, chitty you, chitty pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. And chitty in, chitty pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, what we'll do. Mid chitty bar, chitty in a motor car, oh, what a happy time we spend.
This is their pivot block.
Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-fingered friend. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-fingered. Chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, fine four-fingered.
Change of axis in their pivot. It's ambitious. Into their wheel. So starting off with the 4-spoke, you'll notice that they've arranged the skaters so that they're in height order to make it easier. Clever trick with choreographing that. Well done to Cherubs. I have to say, I think some of the skaters there might be a little bit younger than 7, even though it's said that they include 7 to 13-year-olds. I get the impression they've put on some of their very younger skaters this time.
Thank you to Deeside Cherubs.
They skated a very nice programme. They went for some more difficult elements. This is their line. So we've got 2 formations, a pivot, a pass through. And different holds as well. This is their pivot block. What was good about this is that they changed their axis, the pivot axis. So going one direction and then they change direction again, which means that the person who's on the slow end has then to go to fast, and the person who's on the fast end has got to go slow. So it requires a bit more skill, a bit more skating ability. This is their wheel. They went for a 4-spoke wheel. And then they change directions. I like the expressions on their faces. Lovely end. So this team skated at the Trophy de Cosse, where they scored 13.38. Let's see what they get here. They need to get 14.58 to come in second place and over 17.23 to come in first. But if they manage to get their personal best, they might get a medal, which would be really nice for them. I like that they've all got pink roses. Very nice. They look happy. And they also look a little bit nervous. They shouldn't be nervous. It was a nice skate.
The scores for Deeside Cherubs. Technical element score 4.66.
So
Program
9.86. That was quite a big jump down, but I think they've had a change of team since they last skated.
9.86.
So they've come into 6th place.
Deeside Cherubs are
Well
currently
done
in
to
6th place.
Deeside Cherubs.
That completes the beginner skating category and the competitive skating for this afternoon. We will now be preparing for the presentations on ice. So we'll ask our skaters to make their way alongside the rink, ready for the presentations.
So that's the end of the 3-day competition at Steel City Trophy 2020 at Ice Sheffield. And we've seen some wonderful skating with a range of different programmes. I also like that we've seen some of the best skaters in the world and people that have just started on their skating journey too. And I hope you've all enjoyed watching it as much as I have. Thank you, a big thank you to all the teams and the clubs that have competed here, and a special thanks to the organising committee and the volunteers that have made this event happen.